So, General Jim Gavin,
Jumping Jim Gavin,
commander of the 82nd Airborne, reckons this is the single most important objective they have of all the division's objectives for Market Garden. This is the Grave Bridge. Yeah. It's the longest road bridge in Europe in 1944.
Well, I measured it on Google Earth a minute ago, and it's 500 metres.
Yeah,
from end to end, judging by the photo on the thing on the thing. From end to end, it's 500 metres.
Yeah, it's half a K.
I mean, before we go any further, we are definitely in Holland here, right?
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, how Dutch do you want your Holland? I mean, how nether do you want your lands? Look at it.
There's cows, there's waters.
There's cows grazing merrily. We are on a dike.
Yes.
There are sort of church towers, and it is flat as, and it's wet, and we're in absolutely Dutch Holland.
Yeah.
But the important thing is, so this bridge is the umbilical cord between the road that 30 Corps are coming up.
Yes.
And what 82nd Airborne have got to hold to the north.
Yeah, because the bottom line is the vast majority of the division is landing north of the Grave Bridge.
Yeah.
The whole of the British 1st Airborne Division is landing north of the Grave Bridge.
Yeah.
So the problem is if you don't get the Grave Bridge, then 30 Corps, who are supposed to come up and take over and charge all the way to Arnhem, aren't going to be able to get there. And that's really bad news for the 82nd Airborne, and it's really bad news for the 1st Airborne.
And you'd be looking at 2 airborne divisions in the bag if you don't take
rather than
one.
Inevitable one that, as it turns out, in Arnhem. And it's got a bunker there, it's got a bunker over there, it's got this powerhouse just over there. It's the longest bridge. He gives the job to the 504th Parachute Infantry Regiment, who are, as far as he's concerned, the number 1.
Yeah.
Commanded by Reuben Tucker. He's tough as they come. You know, he's cigar smoking, spitting tobacco, all that kind of stuff. He's, he's gung-ho, butch, and proven repeatly.
Yeah, because this is people who've been in Sicily, they've been in Italy.
Yep, they've been at Anzio.
Anzio, So they're and Normandy, of course. So So these are pretty much the most experienced airborne troops that the Allies have got.
Yeah. So he gives them the plum job, and it's not just this bridge that they've got to capture. They've also got to capture another bridge over the Maas-Waal Canal.
Yep.
Which is the next one. So this is because it's Holland, because it's flat. It's just got loads and loads of water features. Of course, where's water feature and you've got roads, there's bridges. So you've got to capture these bridges to make sure that 30 Corps can get all their armour and tanks and all the trucks and all the rest of it over them. So they've got to get this one. Then they've got to get one of a number of bridges which crosses the Maas-Waal Canal.
Yep.
Then they've got to link up with the 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment, which are landing on their eastern side. Yeah. And they've got to hold this ground until 30
Corps
arrive.
But first things first. This bridge.
Yep.
You need this bridge.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the Gravy Bridge, right?
It's a gravy bridge.
It's the Gravy Bridge. Which country are we even dropping on?
Right? Come on, Sarge.
Well, because after all, this is the US 82nd Airborne. They have been stood to for stuff and stepped down the same way 1st Airborne have. So here we are with an daylight operation, which for a lot of the men is a thing that they're nervous about because you know the landing by the cover of darkness is a good thing because you're concealed, but this means exposure. It's broad daylight. The bridge is there. There's a flat tower on the bridge.
It's a quiet Sunday in September.
It's a quiet Sunday. I mean, actually, this is one of the things when we got here, because very often when you go to these places, you sort of think I can't get my head round these dramatic events happening here, or the cacophony of battle, or the. But actually, one of the things you can get being here, and it's September. It's a similar kind of. It's the same time of year, similar kind of weather. Because it's so peaceful, I can actually begin to imagine the shock of suddenly the sky's full of aircraft, paratroopers are everywhere.
The distant rumble.
And then suddenly, bloody hell, here they are.
And parachutes opening.
Yeah, because what it isn't is it isn't a front line. This isn't a front line.
No.
And nor is this now. So
So this is the key point. This is what I think everyone has to understand when you're talking about an action like this. So it's not like you're arriving, and confronting Hadrian's Wall or the Great Wall of China or something. No. This is not the battlefront. Yeah. So this is not going to be heavily held because there's no reason to heavily hold it. Yeah. What you are going to do is you're going to have a few troops in that bunker. There's a flat position on that.
You're going to have a flat tower to guard the bridge.
So you've got to have that. You're going to have a few troops around, but this is not densely populated with German troops. And so what the Americans are hoping here, and also further south at Eindhoven, is that they have the element of surprise, and surprise sees them through. And so the whole process for the 504th, Reuben Tucker's 504th, is that they don't do what they normally do, which is land, assemble, get themselves organised, get themselves all together, and then move on. This is hit the ground, just go.
Because what the Americans don't do is use gliders for this sort of tactical seizure, a coup de main.
No.
They use parachute soldiers for this.
Yes.
Which means, because after all, the British have in Normandy used gliders for this sort of thing. You know, Pegasus Bridge famously, you know, we are, I mean, and this is the interesting thing, there's a point of comparison. We're further away from the bridge than they were from Pegasus Bridge, but this is a similar deal.
Yes.
You know, you need to get guys as close as you can, as concentrated amount as you can, and get there as quickly as possible. And with a glider, you put a horse glider here, 25 guys straight on. But with a parachute landing, you're dependent on where the jump master tells the guys to get out.
Yeah.
And this is where,
yes.
this is where you know, there's a really interesting part of the story comes in.
Yeah, because there are the main drop zone for the 504th is
The
over
other
there.
side.
It's over there. If you basically cut straight through the bridge where we're looking at it now, it's sort of beyond there a couple of miles.
Yeah.
That's drop zone O. This is special drop zone. This is drop zone E.
Yeah.
And only one company is landing here. This is Easy Company.
Yeah.
The 2nd Battalion, which is commanded by Edward Willem, Major Edward Willem, not Lieutenant Colonel.
Yeah, because
they're still filling, you know.
Well, this is the thing: is the 82nd
depleted.
are full of replacements, and they've been rebooted since Normandy as well.
Yeah. So these are proven company commanders who've been booted up, you know, done really, really well up to this point, and they've been made the battalion commanders. So it is Major Edward Willem. He is in charge of the 2nd Battalion, and it is Easy Company under Walter van Poyck.
Yeah.
Captain Walter van Poyck. They are, so again, a captain, not a major.
Yeah.
In command of a company. It's his company which are landing here. So they are given the job of securing the southern end, because the theory is, if you want to capture a bridge, the best way to do it is from both ends.
Yeah.
That's the American way.
Yeah.
And actually is inarguable.
Yeah.
So they want to capture it from the southwestern end and from the northeastern end. And this is the western end, the southern end.
Yeah.
So they're outliers. And the leading troops that come down are Jocko Thompson's platoon in Easy Company of the 2nd Battalion, the 506th. And you know that Easy Company is in the 2nd Battalion because it's a three company
so
system.
ABC in the 1st Battalion.
Yes.
DEF in the 2nd.
Yes, etc.
Dog, Easy Fox.
Yes.
And so on.
So we're talking about 100 guys here.
Yeah.
Here landing in this bit. And they immediately go hell for leather, as instructed by Major Willem.
Yeah.
They just go straight there. They don't wait for the rest of the guys. The first 15 go straight for that road, because the first thing they've got to do is secure the road. Yeah. And there's a bunker just over there which we're going to look. Then they're going to secure that powerhouse there, and you can see the house there. Then they're going to get that other one, and then they're going to get onto the bridge itself. Yeah. But you've got to get the outlying kind of enemy strong points before you can get the bridge.
But if you're the Germans here, suddenly the sky's full of aircraft. You're like, what the hell? You're
low-grade troops.
Yeah, they're low-grade troops. They're LOC people. So what? Line of communication troops. So their reaction is probably to
run away.
I mean,
the hog.
A stick of hairy-ass paratroopers suddenly landing on my patch, I might run away. Also, it's confusing, isn't it? Because they land here and then you don't see them. So this is the thing with paratroopers, is you see them in the sky for like 15 seconds maybe as they come, because they're dropping really low.
Yeah.
You know, 20, 30 seconds, and then they're gone below the. I mean, these trees will obviously always, the trees are different to how they were 80 years ago. But they're down in a field, they're below a dike, so you don't see them anymore either. So there's this moment of, well, how many are there? Did you see? I don't know.
Yeah.
You tell me. You know, they're over in that pillbox. They were going, how many was it? I don't know. Are they nearer? How far away? Well, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
So the main thing from a German point of view is confusion.
Yeah.
They don't know what to expect. They don't know what's coming their way. They don't know who's going to be attacked first, but they know they're now under threat.
And because Willem has said, just go for it, they're exploiting that confusion rather than giving the Germans a moment to recover their equilibrium, which is the interesting thing, say, at Arnhem perhaps, and actually in other episodes in this battle, where that moment is kind of handed back to the Germans.
Yeah.
But
not here. What happens here is absolutely amazing. So I think what we should do is wander round past the powerhouse and look at the road and the little kind of sort of water ditch.
Brilliant. Let's do it.
And find out what happens. So this is the site of the first big action. They've landed 600, 700 yards that way.
Yeah.
They've run this way. I reckon their first objective is that. It's that bunker there, which is there in 1944. There's the road leading up to the Grave Bridge. The Grave Bridge, you can just see the superstructure just over there.
So it covers the approach to the bridge. It's
from the south.
From the south, yeah.
Let's just get there. We've got only 15 men. Can only do one thing at a time. Let's do that. Then we'll take the powerhouse. Then we'll go on to the other bunker on the other side.
Yeah.
And then we'll get onto the bridge. But let's just get that first.
So how do they deal with the bunker?
So what they do is they literally just run straight across here. They just wade straight into the water. Sergeant Roy E. Tidd attacks that. And as he gets up there, they're just basically shooting with his Tommy gun, chucking grenades, knocks it out literally straight away before those guys know what's happening. The whole area here is probably manned by 24 men, something like that. As he gets up that embankment, suddenly two motorbikes swish past. And just behind them are two trucks, followed by two half-tracks full of German troops. Bam, 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 opens fire, kills the driver in the first truck. That slews off the road. Other one goes into the back of it.
And they kill the guys in those trucks.
Yeah, and the others have come, there is a 15-minute firefight. Basically, all the Germans are piling out of the trucks. They're either running away, jumping off the other side of that, because you can see it's a raised embankment. So they're running away off the other side, or they're being cut down as they're getting out. But paratroopers are shooting from there. They're shooting they're shoulder high in the water, and they're still firing. But Tidd is up there with a couple of other guys, and it's enough. These guys know what they're doing. The Germans have been completely caught
You imagine if you're in that bunker. You hear the sound of aircraft. You don't know necessarily that parachutists have been dropped. That you don't know what's going on, and then suddenly you're under attack. So there is absolute surprise in the air. It's not even a moment.
There's no viewing platform out that way.
Exactly. There's no one going Fallschirmjäger. Watch out.
Yeah, it's an amazing action, but it stops it dead. Because whatever reinforcements are coming, they've obviously what they've heard from the town to the south. They've heard the aircraft come over. They said, right, get over there. They're moving up to kind of reinforce and hold the bridge, or demolitions, or whatever they're doing. But they're coming to organise and respond to the situation. But Roy Tidd, Sergeant Tidd, and the paratroopers of Jocko Thompson's platoon are already there as they're arriving at the bridge, and they're just come down, and they've got nowhere to go, and they're not good troops, so they're running away, or they're panicking.
And then they have to take this power station.
So by this point, the rest of the Easy Company is joining up, they're catching up. And they're the first lot out, so they're involved in this engagement, this 15-minute firefight. It's no more than that, it's all super, super quick. But meantime,
the rest of the company have arrived.
Subsequent troops who are also arriving, coming straight here, and they had stormed the powerhouse. And what they've done is they've lobbing grenades through the windows, a couple of bazooka rounds, all that kind of stuff. So when they get in, they find 4 dead Germans and the same amount again, like half a dozen more, Hender hocking and cowering and absolutely bricking it, thinking, I don't want to die in this stupid place. They then also have to take out this place. This place has got a flat gun on it. It's got a 20mm light anti-aircraft gun on the top of it. So what they do is they just run straight over the dike. They run straight into this ditch, across the ditch, and storm it. And take it. And it's all over here in half an hour. 25 minutes.
And meanwhile, there's men landing the other end of the bridge. Who have to take the other, because you said that you've got to take a bridge from both ends. So they're landing on the other drop zone, the other side. And are
Lieutenant Harrison.
And are assembling to take the other end.
Well, what Lieutenant Harrison does is his stick is the only stick that lands short of drop zone O. But actually that's an advantage because it's closer. He then goes, well, I better go and find out what I've got to do. So he goes back and they go, no, just
Get on with it.
Get onto the bridge. Meanwhile, Staff Sergeant Alec Miseries gets onto the bridge at about 3 o'clock.
Right.
And secures it. Right. And he sets up, you know, again, he's not from Thompson's platoon, he's from a different part of Easy Company. So Alec Miseries gets on there with a whole bunch of men, and they are then setting up, you know, they're getting rid of the demolitions.
Well, they're looking for demolitions. And there's a party of Germans, isn't there, who are seen running with stuff.
Yes, and they just gun them down.
They gun them down. They think it's the demolitions, but actually it's just
it's literally their
personal possessions.
Yeah. They're just trying to run away with their own belongings.
But that's all part of the confusion and the shock of the arrival of these soldiers.
They're completely needless. And actually, subsequent to the firefight here, 2 sedans then turn up.
Right.
With officers in.
Right, looking for something to command.
Yeah, and they're gunned down as well.
Yeah. But once they've taken control of the flak tower there, that flak gun is then brought in support of the assault the other end of the bridge, isn't it? They're able to.
Well, they use it. They don't have to use it, in fact. But yes.
Right.
And there's the bridge, so you can get onto the bridge. But the point is that the temptation is just charge the bridge.
Yeah.
But actually, what you need to do is you need to get rid of the kind of protection around it first. And what you really need to do, more than anything else, is secure this road from the south. That is what Easy Company have got to do.
Yeah.
Securing the road from the north, that's the job of the 1st Battalion of the 504th. Or Company F or whatever.
There's this. There's a chrome parachute in commemoration.
No, actually, it is the second. It is the second.
Yeah.
It's the 2nd Battalion still.
Yeah.
It's Willem's lot, but it's Company F,
right,
which are in charge of.
Here we go, John S. Thompson Brugge.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, across 11 C-47 Sky trains. Just E Company. Yeah.
With 15 men, Lieutenant Thompson achieved what had been assigned to an entire company. Bridge number 11 is ours. And it was unveiled by his wife, this memorial, unveiled by his wife, Phyllis Thompson, Mrs. Phyllis Thompson, in 2004, 17th September 2004.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's cool.
It's even got a little V for victory. Loving. And here's the road. And actually, I think the interesting thing, now look at it, you got this bend in the road. I mean, that's how you do the ambush, right?
Yeah.
Because they're coming around the corner. So I love this because there's the bunker. The bunker is looking down the bridge. It's not looking back at where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So they can run across this before the guys in there even know what's coming.
Yeah.
Sergeant Roy Tidd gets up here, lobs his grenades in through there. That's that one sorted out.
Yeah.
2 motorbikes go straight past. He's barely, you know, they've gone past him before he's even realised it. But then he kind of goes, right. 2 trucks come around the corner, bam.
But there's spang on the bunker.
Yeah, there is.
Marks on the bunker.
Yep. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can see how it all unfolds.
Which one is one of these emplacements is fixed to the bazooka, isn't it? Someone fires a bazooka through the...
Oh, yeah, no, that's on that one.
That's on the...
that's on that one. Yeah. Yeah, Robert McGaw. Private Robert McGaw. He fires 2 bazooka rounds. First one doesn't hit, the second one knocks it out. Yeah. From going across the ditch. So he goes across the water ditch. Or is it a culvert?
It's a ditch.
It's a ditch. But it's amazing because when you're here, you suddenly can see how it all unfolds.
Yeah.
But really, really very intense, high drama action. And what that means is that Company F are coming from the other side, they get it, and the whole thing is secured by 3 o'clock.
But
the whole thing's secured by 5.
Officially 5 o'clock is
the
when
whole
the bridge
thing
is taken.
And you've got men either side of here guarding the bridge, got them in charge of that bunker, bish bash bosh, done. And that is one massive tick for the 82nd Airborne.
Yeah.
And particularly for the 504th.
They get that right.
Yep. And all the bridges are numbered.
Right, so that's how to capture the longest bridge in Europe.
Bridge number 11, done.
Yeah.
And there it is. You know, there's the bridge. And it's the same bridge it was in 1944.
Yeah.
Because it was never blown up.
Yeah, because it wasn't blown up. But some of them were.
Yes.
And you have to defuse a bridge. So let's go to bridge number 7 to find out how to defuse a bridge.
Yes, which is ready to blow.
Which is ready to blow, which is over that way. We're around the corner on the river. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Back to the car.
Let's do it.